Jews, but to the Gentiles as well. In fact, the 3 wise men were Gentiles, and they brought gifts. So, this is stage 1. So, first thing is you must be called. The Epiphany manifests that you and I are being called, and that is represented by the star. Again, the star can be a person, who knows, can be a recording. There are many ways you can be called, right? Do you know how St. Francis of Assisi was called?
Yes.
No, except you. You know how he was called? He just went to Mass. Ordinary Mass. Very few people. And the reader was just reading the readings for the day. And something, one or two words struck him so much so that changed his life forever. That's how God works. So what is your star? What is your star? I hope not the margarine. But your star is someone, something that all of a sudden opens your eyes to the fact that you should be close to God. You understand? Now, this is the first one. The second one is constancy. This is stage 2. What does it mean, constancy? What is interesting, if you look at Psalm 72, may all kings fall down before him and all nations serve him. And the kings bringing gifts. That's why the Magi were called kings. But there's no absolute proof that they were kings. Although I have a documentary which of course may not be reliable. Somebody actually saw coins minted in the name of those 3 kings. So, but again, the church never says it's okay or not okay. So, you can take that with a grain of salt. Yes. So, what is puzzling about these 3 wise men is Herod didn't even know about the birth. Right? Herod was perplexed. What? A king was born? Because the 3 wise men broke the news. We came here to visit the king who was born. Herod didn't know about it. It's quite puzzling. Herod is supposed to be on top of things in his kingdom, but he didn't know about it.
So how did the 3 kings know about it?
The star. The call. God called them.
But they were astronomers too, right?
Ancient astronomers is some people think they could have been.
They knew that star was connected to God.
Mm-hmm. That's how God uses. Some people were struck by the World Trade Center, you know that? I've been hearing testimonies from some people of what happened with the World Trade Center, and they have seen God. Did what happened? See, God can call you whichever way. That's the thing. And those 3 wise men were called by the star. And they were Gentiles. In other words, this word here means persevere. Persevere. You know how many miles they traveled in order to search for the newborn king? And then stage 3 is confession of faith. As I got out of the house today, because I never touched the car until from the day when I flew back until tonight coming here. Satan said, the car is stuck. You cannot go. No Bible class. I went in, I took the other key, still no work. I opened the trunk, took my 2 bags, and started walking towards the bus stop. Constancy. You gotta persevere. If you are the one of those hanging in there, probably, forget it. The car is stuck, never mind.
No, I've done what you've done.
No, what I'm saying is, in general, that's how sometimes you gauge how much desire, how much intent there is.
Okay.
You follow? Now, how much desire do you have in following the call? Is it only during good times, or during convenient times, or in your comfort zone? You know, the very wealthy people, they hardly leave their comfort zone. Hardly. Because they feel insecure outside the zone. They feel insecure. And so, that's one of the reasons why the Bible says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of the needle than for a rich man to get to heaven. Because of that. Because there's so much comfort, there's so much security within the limits and bounds of such wealth that they hardly get out of the zone. You will not see the very wealthy people take the bus. No, they will not take the bus.
They used to their chauffeur.
Except maybe if the bus is for running as president. With their name printed outside. That's a different thing. You understand? And they have security. They have security. So that's how much constancy do you have in following the call? The 3 wise men persevered. They traversed through desert in order to reach Bethlehem. So there's constancy. Yes? There's so much lesson to learn from this for you and for me. Following the call. First of all, do we see the star? Some people have eyes, but they don't see. They have ears, but they don't hear. Seeing is one thing. Following the call is another. And how constant can you be? How much intent and desire do you have to follow? And of course, confession of faith. What did the Magi say after they entered the house?
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Peace be with you.
You notice that the 3 kings were, they actually knelt down before Jesus, right? They prostrated themselves down. That's confession of faith. The best confession of faith I've seen, and I've heard, and I've read, is St. Thomas. Remember St. Thomas? Unless I put my finger, insert my finger to that hole on his side, will never bleed. So he did. Come. And what did he say? My Lord and my God. Our liturgy doesn't require you and me to say that during consecration. It's my personal choice that I say that. Again, the liturgy doesn't include that. Remember the consecration? My Lord and my God. Same thing with a cup. And that's precisely the confession of faith by St. Thomas. St. Thomas. The problem is, Jesus told him, well, you believe because you've seen. Happy are those who believe and yet didn't see. You have a question? Go ahead.
No, because you said, it's not in the liturgy, my Lord and my God. But
No, it's not in the liturgy that we should say that during consecration. You don't have to say that. It's just my personal choice. That's what I said. I just felt better saying it. My Lord and my God. You know. What about the cost? Stage 4. You see the progression of things. At what cost do you persevere in confessing your faith? You and I invest at least 3 hours for Bible class every week. Right? If you multiply 3 hours by 54, 52 weeks, how many hours is that in a year?
3 times 52.
52 times 3.
156.
156. Imagine how many movies you can watch in 156 hours.
Telenovelas.
And how much teleserie you could have watched, which you missed because of the Bible class.
I missed it. I still missed it when I was in there. I recorded it.
Yeah.
And I watched it tonight.
Oh. You see the point? At what cost are you prepared to pay? What price? What were the gifts? God is saying, you want to follow me? What did God say to the young man? Very good. You do your tithes, you do this, you do that. Very good. There's one more thing though. Go back, sell everything you got, give to the poor and follow me. That made him sad. He had many possessions. So at what cost are you prepared to pursue your faith? The 3 kings, okay, 3 wise men. First of all, they gave gold. I don't want to misspell it. The 3 gifts. Not one wise man brought a gift card. A gift card. They didn't think of the gift card. Jesus could have used that. Okay. What does that represent though? Did you hear this in the homily? These things?
Oh, possession.
The gold that the wise men give Jesus represents all our possessions. All. So what we're saying with gold is, everything that I have is yours. Remember the 3 philosophies of life I gave you last year? Anyway. I acknowledge that everything I have is yours. I put all my resources and all my possessions under your authority. So you're not attached to those. You know, it's a very good thing to realize and to acknowledge that everything we own, everything we possess, actually came from God. Because if we do that, you will not get attached. You will not be attached to your iPad. What about the frankincense? What is frankincense?
Incense.
Incense. What does that represent?
Like when you worship.
How would you feel if I gave you incense? Like 2 sticks of incense.
Buddha.
It's very cheap in Chinatown.
You wanna?
Would you be glad? Oh, okay, alright, okay.
Oh, I use a lot of incense at home.
You do?
Yeah, it makes my apartment smell nice.
Okay. That's on a human level. On a spiritual level, frankincense represents prayer and worship. Very, very deep meaning. If you have to give a gift to a baby, would you give incense?
Not a big deal.
But that's what happened here.
But it's never been